Hello everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave. I'm going to update my analysis of Dogecoin with you today. Before I jump into that, a reminder, I have my online course, Learn Pure Elliott Wave, 40% off this week. The sale ends in the evening of Thanksgiving Day. So if you click on the link, I will put it immediately below in the description box. Click on that, you'll be taken to this page on my website. Use this code on the checkout to get your 40% off. Here's a description of what's in the course. 20 lessons plus 2 extra supplementary lessons now. I've updated all of the introductions and added these 2 new supplementary lessons, and this one by popular request, practical application of Elliott Wave rules for use in investing and trading. And you'll see a little video here showing you little peeks of what's actually in the course. And I'm happy to finally announce that I've finally got this voting system for what markets do you want me to analyse. For the longest time, guys, I've just been going through comments on the YouTube channel or requests sent to me from my membership. People say, Lara, look at this market for me, and I add it on a list and I work through it in order. But now the YouTube channel is growing, there's just too many requests for me to be able to meet them in a timely manner. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to open this voting for 48 hours, or just under 48 hours now. 4:30 p.m. when New York closes in 2 days' time, so that's Wednesday. When New York closes on Wednesday afternoon, the poll closes at 4:30, and I will take the most often voted for markets and I'll give you a full analysis on it. These are all the markets that I've previously done, so I'll be updating prior analysis. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies here. These currencies are on the list because these are ones I've done before, and so I've already got Elliott Wave counts for them. That's pretty much the only reason, and these include some of these I've purchased myself, so I keep analysis of those updated. I've got a couple of equities and I've got NASDAQ here as well. I've got a couple of blockchain companies, and I've got this other option. If you choose other and you only get one vote, you have to give me the ticker symbol. Don't write anything but a ticker symbol. And if you don't know what the ticker symbol is, please go to Yahoo Finance and look up the ticker symbol. Any requests that are not a ticker symbol that I can find on Yahoo Finance will be ignored. The highest voted for market obviously wins, and I'll draw a short list of say 4 or 5 and work through them before the next vote. So this will be a regular thing. If none of these get a vote, then after a few times of running this voting system and there are markets here that no one's voting for, I'll drop them from the list. So every vote counts. If you want me to give you analysis for free of any of these, vote for it. Let's jump into Dogecoin, and this is on the list. I am updating my analysis of this from last time, and I've got new data, and it's a little bit different. I've got using data now from a data feed from Crypto Compare. Previously, I was importing data manually from Yahoo Finance, but I'd rather not have to do the manual importation. I'd rather use Crypto Compare. Previously, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, but 4's moved lower. It's now into wave 1 price territory, so I have to move the degree of labeling here down 1 degree, and I have to move the invalidation point down here. So this is another 1, 2. So now this new wave count will match what I've got for Bitcoin and a lot of the others. So I'm going to move this over. This is really easy to do in Motive Wave. That's the software I'm using. People keep asking me that. So that's the answer to that often answered question. I like one of the features of this is I can just move the degree of labeling of a huge part of the count down 1 degree. Why did it not move that down? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. And then I'm going to bring in an impulse for a bull market because this is a bullish impulse. I'm going to make this primary degree. And this is another 1, 2. So we've got cycle 1, 2. Primary 1, 2. Question is going to be, is primary 2 over there? First of all, let's see what percentage this bear market is of primary 1. 93%. Doesn't look like it's that deep because of the scale. Let's see what an arithmetic scale is like. Oh, goodness. That's really, really difficult to see, isn't it? I'd have to extend that up a lot. But yeah, you can see now when it's on an arithmetic scale what this market looks like. Dogecoin, really interesting, and I did purchase a little bit of this a while ago. I think I might be purchasing a little bit more soon. has the most volatile movements of any of these charts I've seen. This is one of the most volatile. It's absolutely fascinating. So a potential incredibly high reward, but also extreme risk. So I'm not buying much, just a little bit. It might have a complete structure for primary 2. That's going to be what I focus on the daily chart. The first thing I'm going to try for primary 2 is a possible zigzag. So let's put some labels for a zigzag in here. Most common corrective structure. And I think intermediate A could be a leading diagonal. Let's see if that will work. Nope, you have to put that here. 4 is shorter than 2, but are the trend lines going to converge? I think maybe they do. Oh, actually that does work. Why am I so surprised? I am. Okay. Doesn't look ideal, to be honest, because the fifth wave has fallen short of the 1-3 trend line, and most commonly for a contracting diagonal there's a slight overshoot, but that's a tendency, not a rule. So let's see, could intermediate B be a triangle? I could label it as a triangle with A, B, C, D, E, but I think D and E are too short. I don't think that's right, so I'm going to leave that there. Now let's look at the lengths of intermediate A and C. Someone made a comment the other day on one of my other accounts, I think it was Bitcoin, said that A and C was too long in relation to A. No, in terms of price distance travelled, it was actually shorter. And here again, intermediate C is 0.30231. See this number in brackets that tells you the length of the wave from high to low. Another really handy feature of Motive Wave. I just click on the waves I want to highlight and it gives me lots of information about them. So intermediate C is 0.30231, intermediate A is 0.58060. Intermediate A is actually longer than C. It doesn't look like it is though because of the scale and the extreme volatility of this market, but it is longer, so no problems there. Intermediate C is extended in terms of time but not price. That's okay. I think we'll have a fourth wave triangle here. Let's see. Yeah, possibly. Okay, I'm going to extend this out and have a look at the subwaves of -1 and 3. Yep, this looks really good. I can see a really nice 5-wave impulse in here. I'm just going to put some labels in, show you what I see, and double check for overlapping. Don't think there is going to be any overlapping. We're leaving Ecuador in a few days on further south to Peru. We're heading down to Chicama to surf the world's longest wave, a left-hand point break. Ecuador has been really disappointing here in Montañita. We've actually had no surf. It's really sad. Really sad. Why did you... Oh, there, the labels. Yep, that looks good. So, yeah, that was rather disappointing. But oh well. It turns out this place is probably highly seasonal and somewhat fickle. I was lulled into a false sense of security from Saladita in Mexico, which was just super consistent waves every day. That place is a wave machine. Strongly recommend, although super crowded. Oh, I'm just wondering if this, no, 0.2199, 0.216, no, I don't know, what is minute B here? Some kind of combination? If I see B over here, then C, oh, I know, so 0.2714. Yeah, okay, so I see -2 is a double zigzag. So I'm going to move the degree of that down 1 degree. I'm going to bring in double zigzag labeling. Make this minute. First zigzag, minute W, X, and then second zigzag, minute Y. That looks pretty good. I'm just checking minuet C 0.2723, minuet A 0.2714. Yeah, I'm just checking that C moves beyond the end of A and avoids a truncation. I don't accept wave counts with truncations unless they come in the correct context. Be very wary of work that you come across online that has a lot of truncations. Truncations occur in C and fifth waves when they fail to move beyond the corresponding first or third wave. Oh, sorry, A or C wave. I'm not sure I like this. I think I want to put this here. I'm not sure about this fourth wave. I thought maybe I could see that as a triangle, but no. I don't want to see that like that. If I see this here, is the fifth wave going to be an ending diagonal maybe? So 3 is longer than 1, 5 is shorter, and 4 is shorter. No, that won't work. Doesn't work. It won't meet the rules regarding wavelengths for either expanding or contracting diagonals. I don't want to see the fourth wave over here either because that's just grossly disproportionate. I want to see the third and fourth waves over here, but, well, how are we going to see the third wave subdivide? Is it going to be an impulse? It can only be an impulse. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to see it like that, because if I see a third wave over here, then its fifth wave is going to be truncated. This is the low. Do not like this portion of the wave count at all. No, this last piece, this is right, and I think I'm going to see this like this. What a mess. Oh, goodness. This third wave is difficult to see as an impulse. I'm going to see this over here. I don't like this proportion between minuet 4 and minuet 2. I don't like that at all. It could be a combination, and I'd put X here, and then Y could be an expanded flat. So the subdivisions fit. It meets all Elliott wave rules, but I don't like that minuet 4 is so much more long-lasting than minuet 2. Even minute 2, 1 degree higher. I am well aware of the problem of proportion in case someone wants to come and tell me about it. I know, I can see it. I don't like this either. Oh, goodness. This is not subdividing well as an impulse. In the middle of the third wave? No. I think we're going to have to see this over here. And then some kind of ending diagonal. Checking wavelengths. Yeah, that meets rules. And the trend lines are definitely going to diverge. Oh, it looks a bit ridiculous though, doesn't it? Okay, well, it'll meet rules. It fits. Let's squish this up and see what else could be happening. What could I have gotten wrong here? Okay, well, I'm seeing this is the end of a third wave, and yes, this is the strongest portion of movement. Let's bring MACD in. Oh, interesting. This is the strongest portion of movement here. Well, that's a third wave. That's the strongest. That's within A. And C has got weaker momentum, but within C, this has got the strongest momentum. So that's the middle of the third wave. Okay, I just had to take a break for recording, and now I'm not quite sure where I was. I'm looking at the structure of intermediate C, and I think that looks pretty good. I think it subdivides as a 5-wave structure. I see some disproportion, but that's as good as it's going to get. I think this is now too large to be part of intermediate wave C. I think this is probably a new wave. So at the weekly chart level, A, B, C, I think that would probably be a reasonable alternate. So my main wave count will see primary 2 over here, and I'll have an alternate which sees it continuing lower. So this is my main wave count, looking for a primary third wave up within cycle 3, and I'll just real quick do an alternate, and I'm not going to check these subdivisions or this video is going to be too long. I think there might be some trouble with minor wave 3 subdividing as an impulse there, but that would be the alternate idea. And the invalidation point all the way back down here, this is the low of week beginning 24th of March 2019. This is again crypto compare data. That's the data I'm using now. Quick technical analysis for Dogecoin. Week beginning 12th of June 2020, there is a bullish candlestick piercing pattern, and I think it has support from volume. Yes, it does. So this is quite strongly bullish and bouncing up off support. 0.05, just a little bit above 0.05. This is a strong bullish candlestick here, and it does have push from volume again. So at the weekly chart level, I think this market looks fairly bullish, and it has good strong push from volume. This is the bullish candlestick pattern off the low with support from volume. The next session also moved price higher, and that has also pushed from volume, but it's closed red, although it's a doji, so we'd probably have to look inside that week for an idea of the volume profile on that week. On balance, volume is making strong highs, price is making higher highs, on balance volume is making higher highs. It would have broken above resistance back here, so the breakout above resistance came the following session on that strong session, so it didn't give advance warning, but it did add confidence to that upward breakout. So that's bullish and supports a bullish Elliott wave count. ADX tells us there's a new upward trend in a very early stage. This is a very, very strong bullish signal from ADX at the weekly chart level. RSI reached oversold at the low. I don't think there's any bullish divergence here. Nope. And that is the first time in the price history of Dogecoin the RSI reached oversold on the weekly chart. So that downward trend reached as oversold as this market has ever been. So that's very bullish. Money flow index did exhibit bullish divergence at the low. All of this so far supports a bullish Elliott wave count. ATR starting to show a little increase as price moves higher, and stochastics neutral. At the daily chart level, this is the low, 18th of June 2022. And this candlestick here, the very first candlestick up off the low, is a strong bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. The volume here 1.103 million, and the volume for the previous candlestick 64 million. This bullish engulfing candlestick pattern has strong support from volume. The volume profile here is bullish, very bullish as price moves higher. On this session here, strong volume pushing price higher. On this session here, and then up to the high, a little decline in volume, and now we've got a pullback. On balance, volume is moving higher with price, confirming that upward movement. That's good to see. ADX told us that this upward trend here reached extreme, and now this pullback has pulled ADX right back down to below 25. The negative DX lines just crossed above the positive, a potential trend change to down at this time frame, but no clear trend indicated. RSI reached fairly deeply overbought. Was there bullish divergence on a closing basis? At the low on the 18th of June, the close here 0.05282, the previous close here 0.05419. Yes, price is closed lower, but RSI is higher. So on a closing basis, there is bullish divergence between price and RSI at that low. These charts support a bullish Elliott wave count. Money flow just entering oversold almost. ATR declining as price moves lower, increasing as price moves higher. Volatility is to the upside, and stochastics entering oversold. This is the Elliott wave count that has more support from classic technical analysis, and so this would be my main Elliott wave count for Dogecoin. I think I might be buying in a little bit more of this in a few more days, maybe within a week. I'll see how this, if I expect the pullback may move a little bit lower.